Look at Matt Patricia right there telling Matt Purdy, you see this shit right here? Frank Ragnow has allowed the most pressures in the NFL. Taylor Decker is rated the worst run blocker offensive lineman in the NFL. Matthew Stafford has had the most drop passes from any receiver in the NFL, which I'll address that in a minute. And Tease Tabor, quarterbacks have a perfect passer rating when targeting Jalen Tease Tabor. Okay, to the Stafford drop passes thing, same shit every year. You know what I'm saying? Different receivers always leading the NFL with drop passes. Like I say, Stafford ain't the most accurate guy, okay? And a drop, I don't know exactly how Pro Football Focus defines a drop, but I guess if it hits your hands, I don't know what, you're supposed to catch it, but a lot of them balls that Stafford be throwing don't be accurate, bro. They don't be accurate. So you can read what you want to read into them drops, okay? You should have said the receiver should have dropped it, should have caught it. He should have threw a catchable ball. I mean, at the one to Golden Tate in San Francisco, he threw way behind him, and Chris Billman said, well, that's a drop. I expect Golden Tate to catch that. I'm like, man, fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? This dude ain't been accurate at all, okay? Marvin Jones did drop 2 catchable balls in the end zone week 1 that would have changed the game. He been a little bit off. Him and Stafford connection been off early in the season. I heard the connection was beautiful in training camp. That just shows you what training camp practice means, right? But, it is what it is on that front. And Frank Ragnow, the guy they took over Harold Landry, who had a beast of a game in Tennessee the other day versus Houston, was giving up the most pressures. He's giving up the most quarterback pressures. I mean, you telling me Kenny Wiggins had a better game than Frank Ragnow? You telling me that Frank Ragnow they took in the first round, Frank Who Gives a Fuck, famously known on this channel, that they ran up there and gave that card to, is struggling? A guy that didn't allow a sack his whole career at the University of Arkansas is struggling? You know what I'm saying? And it's a rookie, man. He's a rookie. And the Jets, they don't have no holes on their front line. Leonard Williams is phenomenal out of UFC. And the 49ers, DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead, what's the other kid, Solomon Thomas, they don't have no slouches neither. It ain't been easy for them, okay? It ain't been easy. It's 2 games. I think he'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? He getting schooled right now. And that's what happens when you're a rookie. It takes time. It takes time. I'm not really concerned with Frank Ragnow at all. But like I said, when you move up and you see other guys you passed up on having impact years, just make you think. I'm telling you, if these draft picks don't pan out for Bob Quinn, I want y'all to be on his neck. Same way I was on Mayhew neck, same way he was on Miller neck. The Lions, after Bob Quinn, which, if these draft picks don't materialize this year, maybe next year, I really don't want to give them next year, to be honest, if this don't get right. But if it don't materialize this year, next year, he need to go. I mean, you talking about Taylor Decker, they say he's the worst run blocker in the NFL. The worst out of the offensive linemen, I think tackles. The worst. The worst. This guy was a first-round pick. Y'all kicked Riley Reef to the curb and basically replaced him with Riley Reef. And you telling me he the worst run blocker in the NFL? Maybe his shoulder ain't there. But this is a guy that Bob Quinn drafted. Ashawn Robinson, okay? He ain't doing shit. I don't know what he did Sunday, but I ain't paying him no attention, but he was out there, okay? Jalen Tease Tabor, another second-round pick. Perfect pass rate, he sucked. I mean, is it that hard to evaluate talent in the NFL, man? I mean, let's not even start on Jerry Davis. The dude is very athletic, very fast, but dude, he overruns so many plays, missed quarterbacks, missed running backs. He can miss a brick wall if you try to tackle and run by it, okay? And that's just a fact, man. It ain't, like I say, it's early in the season, okay? But a lot of these draft picks that they picking, man, they looking terrible. Terrible. I mean, Robinson, Decker, Tabor. I mean, the Miles Killebrew can't get on the field. I mean, the list goes on. It's probably guys I can't even remember. Okay, and this is how it's going down, man. I mean, this is horrible, man. Drafting, horrible picking so far. But remember, it's early on, man. It's early on. I think Stafford is a little bit off. He did have a new kid, so let's let him kind of get his feet wet a little bit, and I think he'll get back on target. Marvin Jones, I mean, he got to start catching the ball. Kenny Galladay is the only receiver that's showing up like that, him and Golden Tate. And I think Golden Tate can do a lot more, okay? In his offense, not him or his abilities, just the play calling. But, yeah, man, all these are actual facts, man. And, you know, it kind of builds up to why the Lions ain't winning. You know, no need to worry about Ragnow. I'm a little bit more concerned about Taylor. I think Teez Tabor is done as a cornerback. Either you get cut him or move him to safety. Stafford is concerning. And I think Stafford is starting to become the primary problem. Now people are starting to see it. They don't want to admit it. But as the season goes on, I think the Lions are going to be in a total rebuild, man. You know, maybe this year, y'all won't see it. Maybe next year y'all start to see it. Y'all be optimistic in training camp, but I think the Lions are headed to an overhaul. And I'm hopefully if it does get to that, which I don't really lose. I'm not really want to go there, but I'm just just expecting the worst. If it does go there, hopefully Bob Quinn is not handling that. Maybe they get a general manager in here that know how to draft. Even if you go to Green Bay and get Ted Thompson, we know one thing about Ted Thompson. He moves to another endeavor in the organization. He can draft football players. He can draft. He might be cheap with the free agents. The Lions cheap anyway, but he can draft football players. You want somebody that can evaluate talent, have a system, plug and play, and do it that way, okay? But that's if it comes to that. But it's Motor City Sports Talk. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. Look out for the prediction show tomorrow morning, Wednesday to be exact. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. If you don't want the truth, unsubscribe right now. Don't even listen to my videos, man. I ain't got time for niggas be crying in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? You know, we know this team ain't going nowhere right now. It ain't looking good. So, I want to keep positive, but it's hard to keep positive with so much negative going around. But y'all know what it is. Motor City Sports Talk, we go.